Okay, can everybody hear me? Right. Assalamu alaikum everyone. So today I'm just back with a video. I'm going to keep this short. I just wanted to explain all of the costs and the expenditure you're going to have during your 3-day Umrah. This is basically me explaining how I divided my money and how much I had to spend. So the plane ticket it cost around £600, and that is something that some tips and tricks on that is that you could apply really early on. For instance, if you are going in October, you could start looking for flights in August, and that would give you sufficient time to plan and plan for your umrah and decide which taxi you're going to take in every other step. If you book it early, and you'll get cheap tickets. So it's always best to keep searching, and whatever the cheapest flight you can find, go for it. So the cheapest I could find at that time was £600. I didn't have my return ticket, so it was easy for me to book this was from Manchester to Islamabad. While I was applying for this ticket, I also had to apply for the visa. During that, I have a separate video on that, and it cost around £15. It wasn't that much. After that, where I had to spend some money from Jeddah airport to the hotel where I was staying at was Boko Hotel, and that cost me around £80, which is approximately 400 Saudi Riyal. So keep in mind, if you're going alone, I was alone. I was a single. It's not really. I cannot say that it's very safe for a Muslim girl, for any girl to travel alone, and especially because all the flights at Jeddah airport they arrive at 11:30 night, so it's a night travel from Jeddah airport to to Makkah. And I heard of someone's experience. The taxi driver they ended up taking the car to some other place, and then when they called them out, they brought them back. But they, you keep hearing things like that, and when you're traveling alone, it's really scary. So this was the scariest part for me as well. I couldn't decide on how to go. So there are a few things that you can do on this step. But what I did was that I called up someone in our family, not actually our family, a family friend. They had someone who was driving a taxi there. So it was safe, it was trustworthy. So I went and so they were the ones who came over and took me to Makkah. And it cost me because it was a taxi, but because it was someone we knew, so it was quite safe for me. It was quite easy for me to go. It's not really that scary because it's just a highway, it's a whole road. They can't really take you into a desert, but still, it is always best to be safe. And once you're alone, and especially if you're a girl, your first priority is that you need to be safe. Okay, so never compromise on safety. And something else that you can do is the Ijra taxi, and then there are also airport taxis. These taxis are expensive than the other ones that are unregistered, and people are just standing there, and then the moment you step out of the baggage area, they're there and asking you if you want to go. Do not go into any of those unregistered cars or taxis. Do not. I repeat, do not. Even if you're a guy and you're alone, just don't. Okay, it's not safe. It's not worth it, and that you are going to arrive at night. So either try to arrange someone who is or arrange with the help of someone who's already in Saudi, and if you have absolutely no one, then you can book an Ijra taxi once you arrive there and get your SIM. I can make a separate video on how to do that. That's one thing that you could do. Or before you arrive at the airport, there is an option of the airport taxis. So these are all taxis that are registered. They're expensive, but they're safe, and you can go on them. But before you go anywhere, take any taxi, always check for reviews. Like I said, stay safe and try your best to get someone who you know and can trust. Okay. After that, I had a 2 night stay at Boca Hotel, and it ended up being a 2 night stay. I actually wanted to make it a 1 night stay, but the check-in time is at around 12. It's either morning 12 or 1 or 3. And I was arriving at night and I was exhausted and I needed to drop my stuff somewhere. So I had to book it for 2 nights. And that cost me around £108 for 2 nights. Boca Hotel is a really, really nice and safe hotel. Okay. And like I said, I spared no expense on my safety because that was my number one priority while I was on this journey, and you shouldn't either. Good thing about this night stay is that they don't really have single rooms. They have double rooms. So if you're two, if you're going with your husband, if you're going with your brother, or there are two girls are traveling together, you can book a room in the same amount for two people. Okay, so there won't be a difference in cost. Also, they have a season in which the costs are really low. For example, I went in August, so the costs were really low. I got a really nice discount. The rooms were really nice. The area was really safe. The people I found there really nice, and it was just a very nice and relaxing hotel. I just went there. I dropped my baggage, and I went to Haram. It has its own shuttle service, which is completely free. The shuttle drops you off at the bus station, and from there you take a bus to Haram. It's really straightforward and really easy because many people are just are on these buses, and you only need to follow, and you'll be in Haram. So it's nothing to worry about. Okay. After that, after I did my Umrah, I had to go to Medina, and for that, I took the train, which takes you from Makkah to Medina in 2 hours. Okay. So if this train can be expensive, but if you want cheap tickets, you can pre-book your ticket using the mobile app. I I wasn't really sure of the mobile app because it kept on dysfunctioning. I don't know what was wrong with it. So I booked it from my desktop. I booked it from my PC, their online website, and I had the ticket, and you get the QR code with it. So that's all you need. You show the QR code that you'll be allowed to board the train. Okay, so it cost me around £17, and this was really, really cheap, and only because I really got it early on. So book these things early. Do not delay them until the last moment. Secondly, then, after I arrived at Al Haramin Medina train station, I took an Uber and then I went from there to my hotel, Elaf Al Taqwa. Again, Elaf Al Taqwa was an expensive hotel, but it was something that I had searched on YouTube. I'd seen it, and when I'm traveling, I always try to see it before I go there, even if it's just a train station, so I don't get confused. Right. So I searched up this hotel and I was only staying for 1 night. And then again, like I said, you have to be as safe as possible. This was the safest option because this hotel was literally a 5 minute walk from Masjid Nabawi. You could just literally you can see Masjid Nabawi the moment you step out of your Uber. It's literally just walking distance. I arrived right at the nick of time for Zuhur prayer and I was able to pray uh, the Jamaat. 1 night stay here. It's a really nice hotel. Their staff is really cooperative. It's safe, especially for a single traveler, female traveler like me. So yeah, good option. You should try it because you're only going for 3 days. Why not make it a really, really nice journey? And like I said, you have other options. They are cheaper, but they would be far from Masjid Nabi. You would have to walk a while. And if you're alone and if you're a single woman, uh, it's not safe. You cannot say that it is safe. You will be looked at. They, they eye you because when you're alone, always in someone's notice, right? So be safe, guys. Be safe. Girls, be safe. Okay. After that, the next day I took my train again that I had pre-booked, which is why it cost me only 69 Saudi Riyal or £13. And from there I went to Jeddah Airport, where I took my flight back home. So this was the overall costs. And if you're not alone, if you have someone else with you, you could cut off by getting a cheaper hotel, but I would still not recommend because even in Elaf Al Taqwa, this 400 Saudi Riyal, this is a two-person bill because it was a double room. Okay, and it's a really nice hotel. They have this water and lemon water right outside and chaperones and everything. So if you're alone and this is your first time going anywhere, I would recommend doing it this way. Save your money, plan it well, and you'll have a really, really nice Umrah.